All right, let's get this show started.
Joe Rogan hates the idea of having a UFC event at the White House. Much of the criticism surrounding the reported $60 million event has focused on the proposed arena set up on the South Lawn, which many say looks more like a roller coaster structure than a fight venue. Rogan, who endorsed Donald Trump in 2024 but has recently become more critical of the president, is more concerned about the conditions for the fighters themselves. Speaking on his podcast Wednesday, Rogan said he dislikes the idea of holding the event outdoors, pointing to potential issues such as heat, rain, and insects. He argued that championship fights should not take place in that kind of environment and said the UFC has more than enough money to build a proper arena with fully controlled conditions. Former UFC light heavyweight champions Glover Teixeira and Mauricio Shogun Rua will clash in a boxing match in Brazil, Spartan Fight Night announced Wednesday. The two retired MMA fighters, who have 38 knockout wins combined in MMA, will headline their third show in Sao Paulo, Brazil on August 29th. The match will be contested at heavyweight, under 242 pounds, and have 8 2-minute rounds. Teixeira ended his UFC career in January 2023 after coming up short in his attempt to regain the title in Rio de Janeiro, losing a decision to Jamal Hill. Teixeira competed in amateur boxing matches prior to starting his MMA career in 2002, joining the UFC a decade later to score knockouts over the likes of Ryan Bader, Rashad Evans, and Patrick Cummins. Rua retired from MMA the same night Teixeira last fought in the UFC, losing to Ihor Poirier. The Pride legend walked away from the UFC with a promotional record of 11-12, a run that includes knockouts against former champions Chuck Liddell, Forrest Griffin, and Lyoto Machida. The event will also mark Spartan Fight Night's first card since September 2025, when a brawl broke out between cornermen and friends of both headliners Wanderlei Silva and Acelino Freitas, ending with Silva knocked unconscious by Freitas' son, Rafael Freitas. Silva lost the bout by disqualification after multiple fouls. Nate Diaz had a rough outing against Mike Perry at the Ronda Rousey vs Gina Carano card, but he's promising a much better performance when he returns to action again. On Wednesday, Diaz released a statement addressing his loss to Perry, which came at the end of the second round after Diaz suffered several gruesome cuts on his head that had blood pouring down his face. As a result, Diaz's coach stopped the fight and Perry got the win via TKO. But Diaz laments that he had such a long layoff between fights. His MMA bout was in 2022 and his last appearance in boxing was in 2024, and that cost him against Perry. Taken to social media, Nate wrote, "I wasn't happy with my inactivity, but a lack of opponents will do that. It was easy to get up for me in this fight, now I think it'll be even easier to get up for him. Either way, shout out to Mike on the win and for getting me off my ass. Now I've got a target. Hunting season. Take the motherfucker up." TJ Dillashaw says Khamzat Chimaev was on the verge of death during the UFC 328 weight cut. Speaking in a recent interview with MMA Fighting, Dillashaw claimed Chimaev only had around 16 pounds left to cut during fight week, nearly the same amount Dillashaw used to cut while competing as a bantamweight. TJ also revealed new details about the situation, claiming Chimaev changed nutritionists before the fight, which negatively affected his weight cut process. He said, "There was no way he was going to get beat, but then you get someone that you're playing, there's a lot of frauds in this world, and the way that they made him cut weight was horrible. What he needed to do, I introduced him to Calavita, and Sam Calavita is the best in the business. You can say whatever you want about it, but what he does that people don't do, he's so smart and the amount of work that he puts into a camp is insane. And then, unfortunately, they had trusted someone else to do some of his nutrition and weight cut towards the end and it just ruined it all." TJ continued, "Like you can't go and lose 10 pounds all at once and not drink enough water to tell your brain and your body to like, hey, let's keep losing weight, let's keep pushing water. If you lose too much of it too fast in one sitting, your body will stop sweating. Yeah, you might only have 3 pounds to go, but guess what? That's going to take you 7-8 hours because you're dying. You're straight up dying, your body's telling you you're dying." He wanted to give Strickland $1 million and say, "Hey, take it. I can't make it. I'm going to die." And you forget this guy's got half a thyroid, right? His metabolism is half of a normal man, and so if you're not treating it the right way, you could kill him. And I really believe he was on the verge of death making that weight cut. Yoel Romero shared a funny FaceTime moment with Islam Makhachev while visiting Dagestan. During the call, Makhachev suggested the two get a training session in together, but Romero had other plans. Instead of hitting the mats, Romero wanted to enjoy some traditional Khinkali.
For me? Are you kidding me? You kidding me? No. Payala Pacucci. Pacucci, Payala Pacucci.
Let's training, bro. Let's training.
Do training, me, Pacucci.
Bro, let's training. Yeah, we have to train. training, bro, training.
Do training mean hincar pacuchi.
Hey, bro, don't be lazy. Romero,
Da. No.
how is Dagestan?
Oh, fantástico. No. Este tipo, pregúntale si está hablando en serio.
Y todas esas cosas.
Oh, Islas, opa. Dile que lo siento mucho, dile que...
Hey, legend, how are you?
Fine, fine, and you?
Welcome, Dagestan.
¿Qué hola?
Good, good, good.
Bienvenido a
Conor is making what seems like positive progress toward his UFC return. The undefeated welterweight contender was last seen in the octagon at UFC 310 in December 2024 when he landed Ian Machado Gary his lone career defeat. He entered the fight with a knee injury and a struggle to get himself right to capitalize on the momentum of his place in the division. After experiencing another setback and surgery in January, glimpses of Shavkat's recovery have surfaced. Last month, he was seen doing rehab training to rebuild strength in his legs, and now there is footage of him back in the gym moving and even doing some light sparring. Here's the clip shared by Darpro Team on Instagram. Anderson Silva has responded to recent comments made by Dana White regarding their relationship. Silva, a UFC Hall of Famer widely regarded as one of the greatest fighters of all time, reportedly did not enjoy how his UFC career came to an end. UFC CEO Dana White recently revisited Silva's departure from the promotion, pointing to the Brazilian's late career downturn, which included 7 losses in his final 9 fights and a 3-fight losing streak before his release. Silva would later continue his combat sports career outside the UFC, transitioning to boxing where he earned notable wins over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Tyron Woodley, with his only defeat coming against Jake Paul. But White was adamant that Silva's time at the UFC was done after he suffered a knockout loss to Uriah Hall back in 2020, and that decision fractured their relationship forever. Reacting to the comments, Silva appeared to dismiss White's remarks, responding on social media with a series of laughing emojis implying disagreement with Dana's version of events. Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Legitimate Type. Number 2 meme was posted by Slime Shades. And number 1 meme was posted by Tomo. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of MMA. Catch you tomorrow.